Without awareness of bodily feeling and attitude, a person becomes split into a disembodied spirit and a disenchanted body. What does this have to do with your creation of a false reality? It has everything to do with your ego and your body being in accordance and harmony so that you are experiencing life rooted in reality. So that's what we'll explore for today's lesson. The book that will be guiding us is The Betrayal of the Body by Alexander Lowen. This is a psychoanalytic study. He is a founder of bioenergetics, and this book specifically, the reason why I chose this for us to really understand your creation of a false reality is because it has a study on schizophrenia and neurotics. I'm not calling you either of those, but I am looking at the constellated patterns that are influencing these individuals. So let's jump right into this, okay? If we're to look at schizophrenia or neurotics, take out the stigma and the power around that name and just look at the facts of it. A schizophrenic character is an individual who is simply split off from their body. They know they have a body, but they do not relate to their body. So this individual is experiencing life in a fantastical and a mechanistic way. They are not attached to their felt experience. And if we look at the neurotic, this is simply someone who is dominating their body. They're dominating their experience, and they're creating a reality only off what they want. This is a serious problem because if we are not grounded in the reality of what is, then we are living in an illusion. Okay, and right now, during this very interesting time that we live in, it's so important that we do develop a strong ego and we are connected to the body. Okay, because if this is a continuation of evolution, then we're literally creating a reality that is very easy to be manipulated and that is based off of an infantile, and it's a very pre-egoic, very primal, you know, way of being. And we can't just live life trying to make this fantasy something that's real because we're dismissing all of the hardship and the work that has to go into our evolution. The reason I make most of my videos is because I'm here for the evolutionary stream. I am here for us to evolve and to do it holistically and appropriately. So that's why I do body work with my clients. We can't just experience life in this infantile way. We have to mature and we have to do this consciously. Okay, so let's look at the way that you're creating this fantasy. I just got into, the foundation of this work, and I'm utilizing schizophrenia and neurotics and their energies, the way that they experience life, because that has so much to do with you and I today. So the way that you are creating this reality is your ego not being rooted and strong and developed, which means that your ego is easy to be manipulated. Okay? Now, if you have a strong ego and you're really working on developing your sense of self, you have strong boundaries, you have your yes and no, you've done a lot of the work around, chiseling away your unconscious and you're working, with your dreams and your body, like you're developing a very strong and rooted sense of self where you're able to alter who you are and you can take on the truth of kind of the way that you are projecting yourself out to be because you are wanting to go through the maturation process. Now, the more undeveloped ego really believes that you have no power, you have no way of being. So this ego is going to detach from these feelings of being inferior, of being, less than. It's almost like Napoleon. Um, and this complex that the only way that you can be is if you dominate, or is if you just let others tell you what to do. So, identifying first and foremost that you have to have a very strong ego. And now we have to look at the body, and this has so much to do with your body is the actual felt experience, right? The mind is what perceives, but the body is the actual lived experience. Like I'm, in this place right now, and I know that I have 3 hours until I have somewhere to be. And it's this felt experience of truth, of sensations. And the body is the container where feelings are going to arise, and they're going to kind of give you instincts and impulses. And we have to be able to feel. But I do want to address that a lot of individuals can't feel because of their trauma of the past. So we do have to bring, some cushion and love to that aspect of the body, and the inability to feel to certain extremes because the nervous system would have a break. So we have to work with the body in such a gentle and loving way when we do this introspection. And this body will actually give you the truth of what the experience is. So that's why it's really important that we do connect the conscious mind and the unconscious mind with the physical vessel. And we can address when these are in harmony, when the ego and the body are in harmony, there is no friction. There's no, heart and mind's war and split. It's like you are going through your days, genuinely feeling like, oh, this is right. This is where I'm supposed to be. My timing is here. So you're not experiencing life from a past traumatic event, and you're also not living in this fantastical mechanistic reality, but you're so rooted in what is here right now. And in this process, you have a strong perception of who you are as an individual, which means you're rooted in your identity. You feel the aliveness in the body, whether that is a, higher aspect or a lower aspect of emotion. It doesn't matter, you can still feel, and that's the important part. And when this harmony takes place, reality is exactly what it needs to be. It is not a false reality. If I can leave you with anything, let me just check my notes very quickly. The key point in this would be to create a rooted reality where we can take action in the world with the right emotions and with the right attitude. I hope that I've brought forward some new ideas to your mind. Leave comments below, like, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.